Hey there, I'm Tobias. This is Snickerdoodle. Now that Snickerdoodle has had time to settle in, we've been working on the basics of being under saddle. Before we get into these next 2 weeks, I just want to say that the weather and holiday plans kind of got in the way of some training and editing. This video is probably a good bit shorter than the last video, but I'm aiming for consistency with these, so I can't be too picky on certain quality aspects. But regardless, we had some big moments this week that I'm really excited to share.
Good morning or afternoon or whatever time you happen to be watching this. It is a surprisingly warm Monday. My face is breaking out, but we're going to ignore that. And I'm attempting to do this with a script this time. After editing about 45 minutes of blabber out of the last video, I think it might be helpful. We're going to do a quick lightning round on last week. I didn't get a whole lot of video last week because I was more focused on getting the last video edited and uploaded. So here's just some highlights of important things that happened last week. Snickerdoodle got Sunday and Monday off last week, so we're going to start on Tuesday. Tuesday's big accomplishment was that I sat on Snickerdoodle upright. I was playing dress up with her that day and brought her down to the ring to do groundwork. Kind of another impulsive decision to sit on her, and hence the lack of a helmet. I alluded to that in the last video. Oops. I wear a helmet for the rest of the video. I'm sorry. And it went great. Pony, just a little. On Wednesday, we actually started walking with a ride. In this case, walking mainly meant backing up and confusion. But we got forward motion at the end of the training session. So after we got that, I ended the training session there. We also had this moment where Snickerdoodle rotated over the mounting block and I had a bit of a heart attack. But she figured it out and was very unbothered by it, thank goodness. There's no video for Thursday, but I rode her again, this time with a bareback pad because I felt like I needed a little bit more traction for my butt. She's tiny and fluffy and round, and I felt a little bit too wiggly the day before, so just give myself a little bit of help there. On Friday, Snickerdoodle got her feet done. Tony's first official farrier day. How exciting, Snickerdoodle. You're gonna get your nails done. And was very good for the farrier. Someone had a really fun time in the mud and rain we've gotten recently. I decided to turn my senior mare, Bug, into her true form of the Bugasaur, which is so cute. What, did you hear something when I walked into the tack room? Do I maybe have something for you? Maybe? Maybe? Then I rode Snickerdoodle and we worked on the go button and very lightly introduced the idea of steering. After Friday, I ended up giving her the entire weekend off because the weather was just gross and wet. I felt accomplished enough on Friday that I felt she deserved some time off. Now back to Monday. I just finished working with Miss Doodlebob and we had what I'm going to call our first official ride. I'm doing a lot of this in this video. It was really difficult and labor intensive to catch Snickerdoodle today, as you can see by this video where she starts walking up to me the second I go into her field. She's totally got the cross tie thing down at this point. I think it's very safe to assume that she's been tied before and knows how to be tied, which is why the cross tie thing came so easy to her. She does so good standing there so patiently. I can walk back to the tack room and come back out and she'll still be standing there like it's no problem. I plopped on this little old Pessoa on her today to get an idea for the fit. I don't have a saddle specifically for her yet, so this is going to be our temporary solution. Snickerdoodle has had tack on her before, so putting tack on wasn't a huge deal. I took that off and switched back to the bareback pad, and then we went down to the ring. I didn't video it, but we did spend some time working on all the groundwork concepts we had been working on. I've learned with Snickerdoodle that she's going to benefit from more consistency. She just tends to be pretty scatterbrained after the 2 days off, and I want to see if bringing her back to just 1 day off will help keep her more focused. So I'll be limiting her to no more than 1 day off for the time being. I mounted and dismounted a couple of times. Snickerdoodle has learned how to park herself at the mounting block pretty reliably, which is awesome. We had a solid 10-minute ride introducing a little bit of steering and reinforcing what our go button is. I was intentionally being a little bit annoying, a little bit wobbly, a little bit active with my legs, and she took it like a champ, really unbothered by most things. By the end of it, we had the start of our steering and we had a pretty solid grasp on our go button. It was a very productive and wonderfully uneventful first ride for Snickerdoodle.
Tuesday was a pretty big day. We just had a really long farrier visit today, and we've got some impending rain, so I'm gonna try and be really quick getting her ready and getting her down to the round pens. I put on the Pessoa that we had tried on the other day, and we went down to the round pen. So I already know that Snickerdoodle has been sat on by some little kids with tack and led around like pony rides, and she's already been really cool with the bareback pads, so I wasn't expecting trying to mount her with tack on to be a huge deal. But still a big step regardless. When we got down to the round pen, I spent some time just being obnoxious with the tack, you know, pulling the stirrups around, wiggling the saddle, messing with the girth, all sorts of stuff. I asked her to give the pressure to the clip-on reins, and she did a really good job with that. I took some time to very ungracefully try to put my weight in the stirrup and hopping around. She was really good about that too. Every time I was happy with what she did, we'd take a quick break to do something easy. So I tried walking over the wood pallet like we had done a whole bunch the last couple of weeks. And she offered to park next to it like she had been doing with the mounting block. Now, of course, I took her offer. How could I not? Like, that was super clever of her. I worked on mounting and dismounting real quick. And then I'd mount all the way, give her a treat, dismount, mount all the way, give her a treat, dismount, and then I'd start asking for a couple steps and dismount. And then by the end of it, I mounted, we walked a little bit without any drama, I gave her a treat, and then we were all done. I was happy, that's all I needed. First time in the ring with the saddle on, and first time being ridden with a saddle, that was pretty darn good, pony. I know, now you're just trying to eat me because you're demanding. On Wednesday, I finally decided to stop playing cowboy and put on my riding breeches. I was once again scrambling to get Snickerdoodle tacked up and ready to go because we had someone coming to pick up a horse that day and I was given a pretty vague time frame. As one would expect, I had a mini heart attack as I was tagging her up because I heard a car. Oh, you gotta be right as I was leaving the barn with a fully tacked up Snickerdoodle is when the people arrived. So I asked the barn owner if she could watch Snickerdoodle for a couple minutes while I helped them load the horse, and I was told that Snickerdoodle was an absolute angel. Anyways, getting to the round pen, we worked on a bit of groundwork as we usually do before moving on to mounting, and then we moved to mounting. This day's goal was to ride, and ride we did. We had some little temper tantrums here and there, but a temper tantrum for Snickerdoodle is just kind of stopping, getting really heavy in my hands, tossing her head around, and that's about it. I broke down our halt cue. We worked a little bit more on our go button. Steering today was awesome when she wasn't trying to drag me to the gate or to the camera. The gate is the spot to throw a fit. I was really happy with where we ended this ride. We had some fussiness, but we worked through it. We got some great steering practice. Feeling really solid on the halt. Still need a little bit more work on the go button, but that'll come with time. I'm sure many of you can agree, I would much rather work with a young horse that doesn't have enough go than one that has way too much. Well, nice. All right. Happy with that. And there was Thursday. It's Thanksgiving. It's so cold. I am so sick. I have like the worst cold right now, but I'll be darned if I don't keep consistent with this pony. So I'm gonna do something that I've been honestly procrastinating on. We're gonna try lunging her today. I'm really in no shape to ride. Honestly, I'm not quite in shape to lunge a horse in 30-degree weather, but has to be done. I don't think she's been lunged before, so that's why I've been procrastinating. The cold weather will help us out and get a little wind up her butt and get her moving, but I'm not looking forward to going out there, but it's all right. Yeah, we're gonna do that. I was not all there Thursday. I had a nasty cold pop up overnight, but I also had some Thanksgiving plans that had come up for that weekend, so my options were work Snickerdoodle or give her even more days off than I had planned.
Probably not going to be able to work for tomorrow and probably won't the next day, so I'm immediately going against my plan to not give her more than 1 day off at a time, but what can you do? This is life.
So I pushed through. The lunging session was so-so. A more clear of mind Tobias is asking why I didn't just use the round pen, but I was severely lacking in cognitive function that day. I don't have a lot of video to show from that. My phone ran out of storage, but by the end of it, we had figured it out, bar some hiccups here and there. Although I was a little disappointed I didn't get to do quite as much as I had hoped that week, I was still really happy with the progress we had made. We made lots of big steps this week, which just makes me even more excited to keep working with her. If you've made it this far into the video, I just want to say a huge thank you. I know this one was a little bit of a jumbled mess compared to the last one, but as I get into the swing of this whole vlog thing, the quality will get a lot better. I hope you all enjoyed. I am keeping my fingers crossed that we don't have any snow in the next couple of weeks, and I will see y'all in the next video. Mwah.